check, check. All right, let's do this. I think I have almost everything ready. Wow. Check, check, mic check. We're good. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. What an incredible week. Incredible week. And I have been absolutely slammed, so busy. I'm gonna go ahead and wait just a few minutes before I go into a lot of details. There's so much new stuff. Sorry about the white balance on this camera. It's just blasted. I'll deal with that later. But anyway, guys, I figure let's go ahead and open a box and go into a new tool bag that I have, and the reasons for it, some of the features, and maybe this is going to be a viable and best option for many of you out there, although it is maybe a little price prohibitive. There are plenty of other options. Maybe I will go into some of those options later, but at the very least, I'm extremely excited. So you guys should know I am definitely getting older. I just had my 43rd birthday last weekend, and I'm not getting any younger, right? So because of that, I've also suffered from back problems from years, and that's why things like my existing tool bag over here, while they are fantastic, they're extremely portable, it is also sometimes very cumbersome. And that's because I've been working on a wider variety of equipment. It seems like every single week I get a wider variety of stuff, and because of that, I have to have a wider variety of tools in this tool bag. And that is where I've been running into problems. Is the bag right now, it's manageable. I can deal with it, no problem. But the problem is that you're gonna see, I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna show you guys what's in my tool bag and why I need to upgrade to a bigger tool bag, just something different. So definitely this one here, it's manageable and it's nice and portable. It fits in between the seats of my Jeep nicely. And I really dig that, but you can see I've got, well, in a moment you'll see I've got some accoutrements hanging off it and everything. But I'm going to give, how about that? A little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and give everybody just a couple minutes. I got lights everywhere, you know. Give everybody a couple minutes to log in or whatnot, and then I will just get into it. So I have been extremely busy working. If you only knew the amount of hours I spent on switching and making sure that my cameras and stuff work. I mean I have new cameras, which some of you guys were so polite about the camera angles and stuff, and just, you know, the internet's just full of people that are just complete dicks, and there's no nice way to say it. So yeah, some camera angles need to be figured out, but more importantly, I need to figure out the USB situation. I could do a whole video on USB and what I've learned and things that I wish I knew before, and about voltages, currents, the USB standard, what it allows for, what it doesn't allow for, USB controllers, the different levels of USB, like USB 3, USB 2, USB 3.1, 3.2. And then, to top it all off, I even had problems with PCI Express. And if you guys don't know, PCI Express is the main way that it's the highway between components in the computer and your processor. And I had all sorts of video glitches and stuff because of either not enough current being pulled, or too much current being pulled, rather. Devices leaching off other devices. It just all sorts of problems. I've had them. And maybe this weekend I'll do a whole video on the new studio setup. I've invested probably another $1,000 or so, maybe more, into the studio. Well, easily $1,000 between cameras. I had to upgrade motherboards to get to PCI Express 4 so that I had more lanes, more PCI lanes. But I'll do a whole other video on that, because maybe somebody's going to learn something from that. Christopher Howard, how are you doing, sir? We're going to get into this. I've got a huge surprise for y'all when it comes to tool bags. And you know, I absolutely love this little tool bag right here, this little Vito Pro Pack. This is the Tech MC bag. But in order for me to continue on this video, I'm going to go ahead and switch my cameras over to my new studio cameras. I have now a mobile camera that is live feed, which, believe it or not, that was extremely difficult to wire in and to set up correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over now to my new wireless video camera. I've had nice cameras for a while, but you know, it wasn't wireless. So now I'm switching over to that camera back there. Okay, guys, so let's do this. Tell you what, I could do this. Is this one gonna work? Nope, this one's not gonna work. How about that one? Much better. Okay, guys. So this is my existing tool bag. Here, let me go ahead and lock this stand, because I have a feeling I'm certainly going to need that, because this next tool bag is certainly bigger. John Westgate, love the rotary. Guys, I have all sorts of stuff. I have so many videos in production right now, which means they're getting edited or they're getting approval by you know, the people that pay for the videos and stuff. So I am just a constant machine that's just working on stuff. So one of the things that you guys can see is, obviously I have a new computer, a whole bunch of new gear, and a new, well, my Canon camera, which I've used selectively over the years, now is going to be my studio camera, which means I can unhook it and I can move you guys around and show you guys around the stuff that's here, all right? So this is the Vito Pro Pack, and this one here is the Tech MC. This has been a beautiful bag, extremely rugged. I've got some jumpers and stuff. maybe over the weekend I'm going to move tools from one bag to the other. I think that's maybe what I'll do if I don't do it today. Hard to say. I've added, you know, flashlights. I've got my, you know, I guess I haven't used it that much. My Milwaukee quick knife. Some of the stuff I absolutely love. My hex bit extension right there on the outside. All my hex bits, I've done videos on these, metric, standard, and Torx. The worst part is when people see stuff outside your bag, they borrow stuff without asking. Or even if they do ask, you'll never see that tool again. So you'll see like I'm missing part of a complete set, which, I mean, that definitely upsets me when that stuff happens. I mean, look at this. This is, what is this? Is this metric or standard? I'm missing several of them. And finally I have a complete set of standards, I think, so that one's probably metric. Anyway, just is what it is. People being people, man. So externally, I also had this guy dingle hoppering on the side. Maybe with the new tool bag, this is not going to be a requirement. It was easy to access my bits. So this is what kind of made it a little goofy. Let's see. Yeah, so it made it kind of goofy because I had to flip it up to access my bits. So hopefully that changes with the new tool bag. And inside my tool bag, you guys can probably see. Oh, God, you gotta love that. Ah, I dig it. Boop. Look at that. Having a good camera is such a huge plus, guys. Look at it. All right, so this is my mobile camera. Sorry if it's upsetting, guys. At least we got clean audio. So this is what my tool bag looks like on one side, all right? And, you know, some people might be like, oh, you don't need all that shit. Well, maybe I do need all this stuff. See, the fact of the matter is I have a very high completion rate on first look. Extremely high. It would easily be like 95%, which means I can come in and I can solve the problem and get you back up and running without necessarily needing parts or needing to go get tech support or something like that. I have the tooling and the stuff to make it happen the first time, usually. If I don't, then, you know, stuff happens. We will definitely go through what all this stuff is and why I have it for sure. So that's one side of my tool bag. Let's see, I've got the jumper wires. I love having my jumpers and stuff. It's just this pouch is almost useless. And on the inside, you can see how packed that looks, right? So it is a small tool bag, but I have a lot of stuff in that bag. Matthew says, ever consider bringing in another biomed to help you out on this channel? Yes, I have thought about it. And the problem is nobody wants to make the commitment. Nobody. It takes a lot of commitment, man. It's huge. A lot of commitment. So anyway, you can see I've got some Loctite, some brushes. I've got a metric and standard set of Tool Check Plus. I've got zip ties. Guys, I'm a huge fan of zip ties. A small hammer, ball peen, and, you know, a couple other things. But we'll go through like the stuff that I have in my bag and what my plans are. And just recently, I added this guy to the side of the bag, which is my extremely trustworthy Leatherman Wave, which I have used for years. This guy is one of my favorite tools of all time. And I just started strapping it to the outside because sometimes instead of like taking my bag out of the car, I'll just take my Leatherman. Because if it's a simple solution, like let's say I got a first look, if I'm going in to just verify something, I know I'm going to need a part, I will always get like, oh, by the way type of work orders. And if I get, oh, by the way work orders, it's super handy to have this guy. So this guy's got the bit extension and, you know, 2 different bit kits. Oh, this is such a perfect little set, but you can tell that it's had better days, right? Because this guy has been, you know, with me for years and years. I love it. So let's see. So that is my tool bag. I will go through what's in there and why I have it and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it for what I got going on. I also have some markers, some Sharpies. Use those for doing like dot codes on wires and stuff, so I don't lose track of where they're at. But you can tell that is an extremely packed tool bag, and it has worked out rather well. But one of the problems I've been running into is some of these accounts I have to walk an extremely long distance to get to where the item is. Or when I get there, there's not exactly a good place to put this little bag down. Sometimes I find like a stool to put it on or something, so it's at a nice, easy to use working height. But you know, I find a way. I don't know what I'm going to do with this tool bag yet when I empty it out, but it's in perfect condition. I mean, and it's been a beautiful tool bag. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's see what else I'm working with here. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Well, to put it on this table, I think it's going to take too much space. So the box just came in. Oh my goodness. Here we go. So Vito has, it's actually much bigger than you think on camera. Matter of fact, here, let's set my Tech MC up in front of it. Oh my gosh. This guy here right now, I should have a scale so I could tell you how much it weighs. I bet you it's between 60 pounds and 70 pounds. Yeah, let's say between 40 and 60 pounds. It gets kind of heavy when you're walking around, and I've actually cut my hands and stuff on some of the tools trying to reach in because the tools aren't necessarily organized the best way that they could be. And you really don't have very many options with this little bag. That's okay. It is what it is. Things are, you know, look at, I got some business cards. I do what I can with what I got. But this guy is a whole new ball game because Vito now has roller wheels on them. Roller wheels and an extendable handle. And you can pick it up by the handle. It's that heavy duty of a system. And rolling my tools in and out of an account is going to make my life so much easier. I can't even tell you guys. So much easier. Even when I go to like airports and stuff, I mean, I would just ship this guy in the airport and pick it up and wheel it out just like I would any luggage. It's going to make life so much better. So it's got some pretty beastie handles on the side. It's rolled leather, and so I can pick it up from the two sides. I don't have to pick it up from the main handle. It's got pockets on the side. I usually put like flashlights and stuff on the outside because that's the things I'm going to use the most. The same shallow pocket, so I'll definitely put some business cards in the front. And I will probably also put some PM stickers, but we'll see. I've never opened this thing. I have no idea what it looks like on the inside. But if I have no place for PM stickers on the inside, then I will end up putting them right here on the front. By the way, guys, happy Friday, man. Happy Friday. This week is just dragging on. So one of the cool things is this rubberized base. It is able to be cleaned, which that tool bag has as well. So you can set it down on surfaces and you can wipe it down so you don't stick a dirty bag in your car. I wipe it down on the bottom, makes it super easy. This one here makes it even better. So instead of having a large trough in the bottom, it's got standoff feet. So even if I set it down in a dirty environment, the only part that's getting dirty is like 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch squares instead of the whole bottom of the bag. that is also a big plus because I like wiping my bags down and stuff and making them look nice. The more presentable you are, the more respectable you are in the customer's eyes. So let's see here. There's so much in this bag. Oh my God. So there's some sort of lanyard here. Doesn't really matter. Some cool features. Okay, so I will have my PM tags on the inside here. So this is webbed, but it's also got a plastic on the webbing, so little things won't fall through. So let's say I wanted to stick pens or something in there, they won't be sticking through the webbing and stretching the webbing. Such a good idea. See, I have an upper pocket here, which goes really far down in there. Holy cow. And down inside is this strap right here. Now this strap is to turn this guy here into like a table. So it clips up here like that. And now it's not just flopping in the breeze. It takes a lot of the load off, and you can adjust it, which I probably need to, like there. So closes up with it. You open it up. It's a support. And if you're doing some work, you can set your tools and stuff here. I like laying my tools out when I work, so I could really see that happening here. There's also, it's kind of a hidden feature, there's some magnets like here. That is a magnet, right? Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's say I've got different bits that I'm working with, because I use a lot of bits. You can put them right here as you're laying your tools out, and that way they're not boogering off and rolling around. That's kind of a cool feature. I will certainly be using that magnet. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. So these are all removable inserts. I could pull them out quite easily. There's some Velcro right here, and even this back panel you can remove. Yeah, all this, it Velcros and you can pull it out. Got a lot of space up here for like mini drivers and for the little angle cutters and stuff. Now, I'm a big fan, especially in the field, of using some smaller hand tools. So that will work out quite nicely for some of these spaces. And we obviously have the large spaces down here for the pliers and some of your miniature screwdrivers in the front, maybe some preferred bits. But wow, that is super cool. Okay, it's got some Velcroed pieces on the side. These are like strain reliefs for the flap so that it's not tearing on the zipper. So between these and this right here, these large YKK zippers, they are YKK, right? I imagine so. These large format zippers are not being strained because you've got strain reliefs built into the lid. That's pretty nice. So you can see this right here is for the handle. The button is really recessed up here. So when you depress the button, you have to really depress it hard to get it to release. And it's got these large metal locks. And when you press that button, it depresses those metal locks. So that's why you can pick it up by the handle even when it's full of weight. So that is one side. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back, because the back has got some cool features that I really dig. This side right here, it's got, this is for, well, that's what I was using this guy to clip on for. But it's generally designed for your tape measures and a couple other pouches. Yeah, it is what it is. Riveted joints. I like that everything is riveted on these Vito bags, because there's nothing worse than having a bag, you like the way it's laid out, and you go to pick it up or it gets caught on something and it tears and you have to throw out a whole tool bag. And I do believe that these guys have like a lifetime warranty on them. So yes, they do cost a lot, but the fact of the matter is you can definitely get the bag warranted if anything goes wrong. Now the back is where I think they made some really cool ideas. So if you look right here, we have skids, and we have skids on the bottom for this is for going upstairs and going over objects. So you have large roller wheels, and then you got skids for going up a set of stairs, which it's going to happen. You're gonna be in some area where there's no elevator. You got to pick this guy up, drag it up some stairs or something. It's going to happen. This is all rubberized, so I could probably just lay my tool bag down anywhere I go. You don't want to lay down a tool bag though. Tools just go everywhere. Such a crazy thing. It's got a little hider right here for the zipper, and it's got dual zipper on the back. And that leads to the next coolest section of this bag. It's hinged. So you have skids to get upstairs that are hinged. How cool is that? That is such an excellent idea. The guys at Vito, they got some real cool engineers that are working for them. Like people that actually know how to use tools. So it hinges out, and I do believe there's another strap that's going to connect from here to here if you want. But then you've got pockets on the back for, I don't know, I'll have to figure out what I'm going to put back there. In the back right here is probably where I'm going to put that bit kit, and that's probably where I'm going to put my zip gun and probably an extra battery. There's nothing worse than being out in the field and you run out of battery on your little zip gun. So we got tiered pockets, we've got neoprene pockets over here. That's probably a good spot for bits, you know, the ones that I use all the time. And let's see, there's one zipper up here. How deep is it? Okay, so this large pocket just goes down to about here. That's, what would I put up in there? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. So there's a lot of storage space on this guy. A lot. And I absolutely dig it. I have no idea how heavy it's going to be when I'm done. But there's certain little things that I didn't think I was going to need. And in hindsight, my life was miserable without them. And one of them is going to be needle nose pliers. Oh my gosh. Not having needle nose pliers in the field was such a mistake. And another mistake that I've had is with sockets. So I've got sockets from my some of my bit kits, and I do have a set of Milwaukee sockets, which will also fit in here quite nicely. That's 1/4 inch drive. And right now I hold them external. Let's see, I don't even think I have them here. They're probably in my Jeep. But that set of sockets will fit nicely in here as well. And then you can close it up. Now if you didn't want the pockets in the rear, you can pull this panel out, and they sell a blank pocket, or they sell ones that have large slits. They sell a bunch of different ones, and they advertise them right here. They can Velcro to your service cart and whatnot. They've got a lot of options for this. I'm not going to invest like that into the system. I'm just looking for a really good roll-around bag. And I was expecting this guy to have a shoulder strap. You can see that it's got extra heavy-duty D-rings right here. But I did not see any shoulder straps inside this bag. Not like I want to put this on my shoulder anyway. That would be just crazy. But, you know, just the option in case you want to, right? So, yeah. That's the Vito Pro Pack. And that's the Tech LCT Wheeler, they call it, the Wheeler. And it's just got a lot of cool features. And I can tell you right now that this guy is going to be heavy as hell when it's full. Absolutely. So what do you guys think? Should I start swapping some tools over and figuring out how this guy's really going to get set up? Jeez. Just thinking of the undertaking because of all the tools that I really have. That's such a cool feature because I do set my tools out when I'm working. And if you just have your tools on every flat surface around you, when you go to pack up, that's how you lose tools. That's something else that I'm going to put inside it. My multimeter. Now I've done a series of videos. A lot of them have not posted yet on various multimeters, inexpensive multimeters. And I have my large Fluke multimeter here, which this is easily my favorite multimeter. But this guy for one, it weighs a lot. For two, it's expensive. But for three, it doesn't have features like, well, I would like something that's got the oscilloscope. So I did that inexpensive oscilloscope meter, which I really like, and it was only like $80. So compared to like an $800 fluke meter, if somebody were to steal this or something, I would feel much better if my fluke meter wasn't inside it. So the oscilloscope is not a calibrated meter. My fluke is, but when I'm troubleshooting, as far as I'm concerned, you don't need an NIST calibrated meter for doing troubleshooting. You know, to see if there's voltage coming out of a wall, or to see if you got, you know, a fuse is good or bad. You know, you don't need an NIST traceable meter for that. For doing calibrations, yes. So if you're going to be doing temperature calibration checks or something, yes, of course you need it to be NIST traceable. But as far as I'm concerned, for doing just regular beat 'em up type of work, like 90% of the stuff that we do, this and that inexpensive oscilloscope meter are going to be probably my go-tos. So let's go ahead and let's do it. Let's pop the cherry. Let's cut that guy off. Christopher Howard says, let's do it. All right, let me get this guy out of the way. So guys, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, actually a whole stream of giveaways. I've got a group of different types of multimeters, and hell, I might even give away this tool bag. I haven't decided yet. This little Tech MC right here has been such a good little bag, but obviously if I'm upgrading, I'm not going to use it anymore. So zip ties. I currently use, what are these, 12 or 14 inch zip ties, and I use a lot of zip ties, guys. I really do. And that's because I think that if you secure cables, you're not going to have to deal with you know, broken cables, all the response calls and shit that we have to deal with because, like, you know, the cables weren't secured correctly. It takes longer to troubleshoot. Let's see, what do we got on this side? I'm just going to pull the stuff out side by side and we'll figure it out. This is a strap. Now it's it's orange for one, because if I put it on a device, it's also kind of locking out the device. So I can use this all the time if, let's say, I want to lock out a device so people can't use it. Or if I'm securing a weighted load, like physical therapy, or when I'm doing microscopes, I use this guy all the time. When I'm doing surgical tables to hold up a shroud, I use this little strap all the time. And it always sits in the bottom of my tool bag. But as you've seen, like, I just don't have a lot of space. Yes, I got more bits. I don't even know. I might not even take those anymore. Loctite, one of my all-time favorites. This Loctite blue. That's why I've got a large container of it. Let's see. I've got a little, I don't know. What the hell is this? A syringe holder, I think, is what normally comes in them. It's a sample bottle. Twist lid. And the cool thing about keeping one of these is when you're fixing a piece of medical equipment and you're taking some fasteners out, and let's say the device is down, you can take your fasteners and stick them inside the device and seal it back up, and that saves you so much time. So that's why I have this little guy. It's just in case I need to secure some fasteners. Let's see. Again, more Loctite, guys. I got Loctite red, Loctite blue, the smaller size. Obviously I use a lot of this. Oh, let's see. My portable torch, butylene, butane, butylene. It's butane torch. This guy is such a champ if I don't have a hot air gun. Let's say I have fasteners that have Loctite on them. That guy is the one. I've got a spare mini ratchet, and this guy is a beast. It's just built like a tank. The ratchet pawl is nice and big. Makes it so nice Because sometimes you're going to use more than one mini ratchet. Instead of switching bits back and forth, just put one bit in this one, put one bit in the other one. But we'll get to that other in just a moment. Nylon brushes. This one here is a rigid bristle brush. I think I've got some that are softer bristles, but definitely a necessity. Sticker cleaner. Maybe because it's in here like it was, I really didn't use them that often. I do have some thumb drives. Now this one here is a 256 gigabyte. It's a USB 3.2 or a USB 3, which means it's super fast. You never know when you're going to have to make a backup of a hard drive, just in case you're going to do something that might change somebody's settings. I always keep spare thumb drives just in case. And I mean, I have one that's got Windows 10, because you can use this one here to do like some hard drive repairs and stuff. And then I've got Hiren's Boot, which it's got a whole bunch of like sector tools and stuff. So I can boot a device into Linux, and I can access some things that you can't when you're working with Windows. So I keep some software. At the same time, I keep an empty drive because things happen, and it's always best to be able to make a backup. Oh, let's see. Oh shoot, I got more. Look at this. I got another thumb drive. I don't remember what I have on this guy. It might just be a Linux distro, because I think this is only like an 8 or 16 gig. But nonetheless, it's a durable little lightweight drive. I will probably hook it up to the computer and see what's on it, because everything in this tool bag has a purpose. Now here's something that I don't know if I'm going to keep in the tool bag. This is a magnetic light, but it's been kind of replaced because I use my Milwaukee light all the time. And I also use, let's see, where is it? My Night Buddy. I have used this Night Buddy several times now. You can tell it's got that long stream of lights on it. Different functions. It's got epileptic mode. Come on, shut off. Come on. There it goes. So this guy folds up nice and neat in my tool bag. But the problem was it was getting dirty and it was crammed in there. Now I will have, maybe that's what I'll put up here in the front, because it keeps it nice and clean. So maybe I'll put my flashlights together. I don't know. We'll figure this out as we go, guys. Miniature hammer, ball peen. I can bend shrouds and stuff straight that are not straight. This guy here is such a versatile tool. A miniature Phobie flashlight. Now, the reason I keep a secondary flashlight on me all the time is because if somebody else is working with me, I can give them a flashlight. So maybe I just want them to hold a light on a certain angle or something while I work over here. That's why I have secondary flashlights. And I definitely use them like that. Let's see. This guy here is just a dripper. It's called Super Lube. And this guy here, I believe, is almost empty. No, there's still some in there. You got squeaky casters. You've got some fasteners that are maybe a little galled. You can use this. It's such a simple little solution of lubricant. I dig that. Oh man. So this pocket back here probably wasn't utilized that much. I've got a Sage Services miniature screwdriver. Now this one here, I use this guy all the time, or I used to. So I need it to be more prominent in my bag. But in this case, I had it kind of stuffed in the back because I packed up from doing a project. It's reversible. It's got a Phillips #1, and it's got what, a 2.5 millimeter flat blade Sage. That was such a good screwdriver too. And let's see, what else do I got? Silicone lubricant. This stuff is so versatile. You can use this for so much stuff. It lives in my tool bag as well. Okay, so that is the rear pouch of my my poor tool bag. Let me go ahead and clip some of these guys off. There we go. Bits. I need to restock those bits. There's nothing worse than having a bit kit or like a hex set and you're missing one wrench, like 2.5 millimeter. Nothing's more aggravating. So these guys here are almost definitely going to be on the outside of the bag, like that. And let's see, does this guy fit? Yes, sir. So there's my Milwaukee flashlight and my quick knife. And this guy, it's a what, Neiko, N-E-I-K-O, impact rated super skinny extension. This guy I use all the time, and it is going to live on the outside of my bag. Hands down, I use that guy all the time. I've got a couple Sharpies. I might move those later. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I guess I can remove this guy now. Here we go. Yeah, I definitely didn't like how this guy was hooked up. So this is a Milwaukee bit kit. It's got some Torx, some rather large Torx, some metric Allens. I've got some square drive, some of you guys like to call them Robertson, a small bit extension, some number 2s. What is that, a T25, I think? That's super useful. And then obviously more Torx, random Phillips PH1 all the way to PH3, and let's see, so some other square drives. It's useful. On the back side, I might stuff that in there. We'll see. Business cards. I use quite a few business cards. I meet a lot of people, so business cards always have to be on the outside. I will probably stuff them down in this front pocket. That way there I can just pull out a business card, hand it to them, and press on with my day. Let's see, nothing else in there? Boy, they've had better days. This is 3M hearing protection. You never know when you're going to be in a noisy environment. These guys have saved my bacon several times. You can buy them in a box. They're disposable. So I always keep some of them in my tool bag. Apparently these guys have just been compressed for a long time. It's okay. I'll deal with that later. Oh my gosh, the tools. Okay. Let's see. You guys can see I've got my metric and standard Tool Check Plus. It goes 1/2 inch to what, 3/16 or 3/64. I've got 5.5 to 13 millimeter and all the fancy bits to go with it. I use these all the time. All the time. My favorite tool in the world is this guy right here, which that reminds me, my battery's low. Keeping a second battery in my bag is going to be so nice. The reason I really dig this zip gun is because this mode right here, mode 1, is a lower RPM and it's a low impact. So it'll tap, 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 and that's it. Instead of like shearing fasteners off. And if I can't break something loose in one, I'll tap it twice, put it in mode 3, and it breaks them loose instantly. I had to deal with that today. And I had a fastener today on a physical therapy device. It was a bike. And I'll tell you what, that fastener was not coming loose. I put this on number 3, broke it loose instantly. Instantly. All right, I'm gonna pop this guy in the charger so I don't forget. Okay, so my zip gun is going to be very important. I don't know if I'm going to put him right here. I don't want it to get all beat up either. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to put it right there in the front or not. pop that guy up. My Milwaukee's. Oh, come on. I've got a stubby and a long variable screwdriver used in conjunction with things like the bit extenders. These guys are some of the most versatile tools you can have. I really dig them. I need to keep these in a really solid location, like right here. I don't know. Oh, right there. Tell you what, I'll turn it so you guys can see. I've got this little pouch up here, and I was like, what am I going to stick up there? Well, that little Milwaukee sits up there beautifully. So I use these drivers all the time. Tell you what, how about that? So I got both of them right there on the side. Solid. Let's see, my hammer. Oh, yes. I love having space. Oh, this is so nice. So I have this guy right here that I still don't use that often. I don't want it to come unwound, so I think I'm going to stick it right down there in the corner. My zip ties, I will stick on the back side. It says there's, do you guys all hear an annoying hiss in the background? Is it because of my fans? Guys, I have like a couple different fans in here. And, let me check really quick to make sure. I've got that fan right there. Oh, it feels so good. I got an air conditioner right here, right above me. And I've got a fan over on the other side because I've got an English bulldog, and she is just, you know, old. Anyway, it just is what it is. My sound setup, yeah, could be better. Could be a lot of things. When you invest, I don't know, like close to $1,000 in audio equipment, there's only so much you can do, man, I guess. This right here is a Southard. This is a lockpick set, and I use this guy reasonably frequently, and it packs up nice and neat. So because I use this guy kind of frequently, I would like to kind of stick it in here. Put it in the side. Yeah. Maybe I'll just stick him over to the side there. There we go. He stashes nicely right here. Let's. It's a mobile camera, guys. I can move it, and it moves on its own apparently. There we go. Okay. There. Got you guys a better look. So I'm definitely going to change some things. So this here is a natural hair brush. I use this guy all the time for cleaning fans. It has had a better life. I need to get one with straight veins. And a lot of people, this guy has been with me, I don't know, 20 years? It's been with me a long time, man. I think this is one of the first brushes I ever got as a biomed. And I've used it because it's a taper and it's polymer. I've used it as a taper to line things up, to lift up tables and stuff, you know, just a couple millimeters to line up bolts. I mean, it's had a rough life, but it's been such a good tool. I do believe that biomeds should always have brushes on them all the time. Because I don't use the hammer that often, I think I'm going to stash that brush right over there. Let's see. When I'm talking about lining up holes and stuff, look at this. I have an awl. This guy has also been super nice. I've had this guy for probably close to 20 years. And this guy does everything I need. I can punch holes through things. I line up holes, so if you have a hole and you stick it in the threaded portion while you're lining up a panel, that way there, you know, you don't have to have a screw in the panel. There's so many things that you can do with an awl. And I think I'm going to stick him right down there. Allens. Now, I thought I ordered a replacement set of Allens. I'll have to check and see what the status on that is. So the problem with these guys, for one, they come with this handle that I have never used. I have never used that feature. So the one thing that you guys have to be aware of for Allens is that they're consumable. They will wear out as you use them, and there's nothing worse than people that use Allens that are wore down. Replace them. They are consumable. Yes, they last a long time, but the fact of the matter is when they wear down, when they start losing spec, they will screw up fasteners. How many fasteners have been ruined because technicians just don't realize when to use standard or metric, or because they're using the ball Allens. Now notice how my Allens are flush. I do not use ball Allens. If you have ball Allens in your tool bag, you need to probably get rid of them. They're a very select use item, and I don't think anything has ruined more fasteners than a ball Allen. They wear out quickly, they lose their spec very quickly, and then on top of that, they're only really designed to be used in select use case scenarios at angles. Now for straight on fasteners, you are losing a lot of your footprint in the fastener, because you got to remember, like 60% of it is the taper of the ball, so you are losing so much surface area and you are screwing up fasteners. Biomeds have messed up so many fasteners because they're using ball Allens or because they're using Allens that are out of spec. Check your tools and make sure that you're using flush Allens, not the ball Allens. It's, geez, I could go on and on about those. I did a video on these guys right here. These are the Doyle. They're not only just needle nose pliers, but they're really nice wire strippers and fastener sizers, plus a crimper. Multiple use, and they're very heavy duty. I love these pliers. They are probably going to go right down front here. Now I had these in there too because they're also a variable crimper. I don't know if these need to be in my tool bag anymore. We will see. I have two sizes of a small flat blade. The reason I have two sizes is because this size right here can be used as a pry tool, but at the same time, there are some large flat fasteners that you're going to find in plug-ins. You're going to find them in industrial electronics. Let's see, do I have any here? Let's see, do I have any here? A lot of screw down terminals. Yep, let's see, right here. I have a whole bunch of parts here. A lot of screw down terminals like this, the large flat blade will not fit in there. So that's why I have the small flat blade, because you can get right in there, you can tighten stuff down. This is a good tweaker tool as well to get in to tweak some potentiometers. Not that we do that very much anymore, but you never know. But more importantly, screw down terminals. These guys right here are super nice. So two different size of small flat blade drivers. And these guys, I don't think are going to go on this side of the bag. Oh, right here. We'll put them right here. Right? Oh. All right. That might upset me. Not gonna like that. That's gonna stab me. These pockets right here are not deep enough, right? No. Why would they do that? They're only like 2.5 inches deep, and the pocket goes way down. So if I lift it up, you can see the bottom right here, but the pocket still continues down. That is such a bad idea. I'll stick them right there for right now, but that is a bad idea. I think there's better pockets on the back side of the bag. Let's see. I have a small variable tip screwdriver. It's kind of heavy for what it does, but it's got a cool feature. Push a button, it releases, and all the bits are on the back side. It's ratcheting. It's almost gimmicky, but believe it or not, like, I have used that guy. So maybe with the bigger tool bag, I will upgrade him finally. I have my non-contact voltage detection. This is the volt alert, but this one here is special because this one here is 20 to 90 volts AC, which means that it can detect voltages much lower, or if you are detecting 120 volts, you don't have to be right next to it like this. You can actually be back at a distance and you can detect if it's hot. So before I go above ceiling, before I start messing around with power supplies, you can actually check them to make sure that they're de-energized with this guy right here. Although it doesn't test capacitors, it's for AC only. But this is the Fluke voltage detect. Such a cool tool. Where am I going to stick this guy? I use them reasonably often. Maybe up in here. I don't know. I'll figure that out a little bit better. You guys ever seen one of these? This is a Panduit. This is a zip tie gun. It's the GTS. Adjustable torque, but it's got quick range settings, so it's got standard, intermediate, and minimum. And you rotate the front guide to set the amount of pounds to tighten and tension those zip ties, and then it cuts them flush. This is such a handy tool. I use this all the time. I love my zip ties. I think I'm going to stick this on the back side of the bag because while I use it, I don't use it like every single day, but I still use it quite a bit, so it'll be on the back side of the bag. This guy right here is probably dead, right? Yeah. Super nice. Craftsman. This is the 3.5 volt lithium ion. I need to charge it. That just goes to show you how often I've used it lately. But it takes bits, and it's got a gyroscope in it. So you depress the button. It's got a lock, so when it's in your tool bag, it doesn't activate. So you unlock it, you depress the button, and you rotate it. It illuminates so you can see your fastener. At the same time, it doesn't over torque your fasteners. Now the reason I probably haven't used that so much is because I use this guy in mode 1. But this guy still has the potential to booger up fasteners because it's still so strong. This is a nice motorized screwdriver, or it's a nice secondary motorized screwdriver. So if I have multiple devices to tear down and I've got other people working with me, I can hand this to them and say, here man, go and get that stuff taken care of. So this guy, I'm going to sit over here so I can charge. And I know I'm going to put some USB cables in these pockets to charge some of my devices. I need to. This guy has saved my bacon several times. You guys see this guy? I will always have one of these on me from now on. I just need to figure out where to stick it in my bag to make it practical. Let's see. Is this going to work? Oh, yeah, there we go. So I've got it in a giant loop right here. It's going underneath these two tool pockets. I don't use it that often, but when you drop a fastener in a hard to reach spot, God, that guy has saved me so much money and time. Tail end hex key should only be used for running screws in and out, not for braking for your tightening to torque. Ball end. Yeah, ball end are really not meant for much. But come to find out, if you go on like Amazon, more and more things are using ball end. It's crazy. So let's see. Sorry guys, I'm trying to read the comments too. Oh man, my back is killing me here. This is a sweet upgrade. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Stay tuned because I might be giving away my other bag, which is, it's been a cool bag and it's in perfect condition because I take care of my stuff. But we'll see. I'm definitely doing some more giveaways though. 100%. All right, so let's see. I have this guy right here. This is Channel Locks brand. It's the super skinny version of an adjustable wrench. I have used this more times than I thought I would, because not only is it a regular adjustable wrench, but you can get in for things like casters. where you only have like a 1/4 of an inch to get in there and tighten things down, this guy has been so nice. There's also like connectors that are on a lot of medical devices. Let's see, do I have some over here? Where are those connectors? Hold on. I don't think I have one here on me, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. There's these Limo brand connectors, and they'll have this tiny little collar to loosen and tighten up the collar for the connector. And this gets right in there so that you can tighten and loosen them down. In other words, I've seen guys use like needle nose and stuff like that, and you end up boogering it up and it looks really bad. Those are so nice. I did a whole video on those. You should go check them out. Very nice. But that's a lot of connectors on medical handpieces and stuff use, they use like Limo type connectors, and they can and do come loose. Let's see, I have a #1 Phillips, just a regular screwdriver. This guy is super nice to have handy. I think I might stick him right in the middle. I have a #2 Phillips. Super nice to have him nice and handy. Oh, he disappeared. Oh no. Oh no. I want these 2 screwdrivers to be readily available. Darn it. Oh, I really don't want to stick them like that. I think I'd rather stick them there in the back. We'll figure it out. This wrench right here has always stabbed me. It's one of the things that has always been kind of painful. Where can I stick him to be nice and safe? No. No. To it. I stick him right over here by my screwdriver, and he fits in there kind of nicely. He's out of the way. He's not stabbing me. Oh, that's so aggravating. So this flashlight, it's magnetic, and I dig it. I might stick him right there. My cleaning brush, I do use these guys all the time. Stick him right there by the hammer. Again, the hammer I don't use that often, but when you need to, you need to. Here's a tool that I end up using way more often than I ever thought I would. This is the large set of Knipex, but these are the parallel jaw. They call them wrench pliers. These guys, oh my gosh, they're so nice because they get a nice even grip. Today I was using them on some anodized aluminum, and it's the locking pins in physical therapy. And the thing is if you use angle jaw slip joint pliers, you're going to booger it up. There's just no way that you can't, because you're always going to have the teeth biting more on one side than the other, and breaking them loose and stuff, you're going to mess them up. This right here, it's smooth jaw, and they're parallel, and they have so much clamping force. I was breaking things loose so easily. I use these guys so much, way more than I thought I was going to. And because of that, these guys need a permanent home someplace here in my bag. Maybe something like that. This is obviously going to be subject to change, man, because I think, yeah, I think there's going to be some things in this bag that I'm definitely going to change around. Ah, shit. Let's see. Because I use them so often, I want them to be accessible. There we go. Okay, my Knipex flush cutters. I started using these guys way more often. They're super dependable, nice and heavy duty. So since I use them very often, I think, oh, they're gonna get lost if I put them there. I think these guys are gonna have to go down front. Something like that. I hate when tools disappear like that though. Let's see, what's the back look like? The back is no better. Okay, there we go. And can I stick these up here? No. No. Okay. Maybe I'll stick them right there. These are some of my other favorite. So they're angle cutters, but these are actually probably 30 or 40 years old. They're Exolite brand, and I don't even think you can find them anymore. But these guys have been through hell with me. I've had them for years, and they've been such reliable pliers. I'm gonna stick them right there with the other flush cutters, keep them together. Now, the only set of vice grips that I have used historically is this one, and I want to change that because obviously these are not very big, right? And sometimes you need to really clamp down on something if you're going to break it loose, or let's say you have a large fastener, like a through panel fastener, and sometimes I'll clamp my pliers on one side while I zip it on the other side because this, you know, has enough inertia where it won't spin. And the problem is sometimes the jaws aren't big enough. So these guys are going to have to change. And I might as well make that change today. So there's that set. Let's see, do I have another set of vice grips I can use? Do I have a set here? Let's see, I've got my tools over here. Some of my overflow tools I keep in this toolbox on the side. And I do have, there we go, big old granddaddy vice grips. They add a lot of weight to the bag, but man, I'll tell you, there's been some times when I really needed a set of vice grips that are big. I think this set right here is going to not go in my bag. It's redundant because I have that new set of pliers, the strippers. Let's see. I have my smaller set of Milwaukee adjustable pliers. I use these guys all the time. So because it's a smaller set, I'm going to stick them right down here. So I got my small set of vice grips, my small set of slip joint pliers, my large set of Nipex, my angle cutters, flush cutters, my large vice grips. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's much better to sit them right there. Okay, I have internal and external snap ring pliers. Now guys, this is one of those tools, when you need it, you need it. And when you don't have it, life can absolutely suck. So they're internal and external. All you gotta do is switch it around. These guys, I think we all have been in the situation where like you're tearing something down and now all of a sudden like there's a shaft or something that you have to remove, but there's one tiny little ring that you got to pull out. These guys, maybe I'll set those in the back right here because I don't use them that often, but man, when you need them, you really need them. Let's see, I need a decent flat blade driver. Let's see, I'm dishing through some of my other tools to get me what I need. Okay, let's do that. Sorry guys, I'm looking at some drivers that are over here because I'm trying to pick out the ones that would help me out the most in the field. Tell you what we can do. Let's unplug this camera because I don't need that. And loosen this guy up. Right. There we go. So anyway, guys, what I'm doing is I'm looking for a nice set of flat blades to go in my new tool set because I've got the miniature flat blades, but we all know that sometimes we need a large pry. So this one here has obviously had kind of a rough life. A tool bag, you know, it's a rough life. So, and then I also need a smaller size flat blade. Let's see. I've got these Craftsman. Tell you what, let's do that. I do believe that tools should be representative of you. So having really beat up tools is probably not a good idea. People do take notice. So I've got a kind of new set of Craftsman, a medium-sized flat blade, and a large, because I can't tell you how many times I've needed a flat blade to like pry on something. And all those people that say like, oh, flat blades are not pry tools. You haven't fixed anything in your life, have you? Right. Sorry guys, I got the camera moving around on me. That's some of the niceties of having the setup, is that I can position my camera. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so my flat blades, I want those to be together as well. Let's see. So I got my number 1 Phillips here, my number 3. I'm gonna do the same thing with my flat blades. Stick those right there. So I got my standard Phillips and my flat blades right next to each other. And my snap ring pliers, I don't really like putting them there, but again, this, after I start using this stuff, I will probably move it all around again. I have this set of flush cutters, not going in this tool bag. I have my favorite, these are my favorite set of strippers ever. They're spring loaded, obviously. And this locking ring has had just a rough life. So I have them set for a minimal right here for like 24 gauge. It's really tiny gauge, but these are so tactile that even if I'm cutting a lot of insulation on a large conductor, I use these. These are so useful. I will probably stick these ones, let's see, with the snap ring pliers. All right, or should I stick them with the strippers? We're gonna stick them with the strippers. There we go. So all that's over in that side. Let's see. A small set of hemostats. Now these guys are super handy if you're soldering in the field. Also, I've had to use them for clamping on to, let's say, a wire or a pull cable. So you can clamp them onto something and you can throw it to get the wire from point A to point B, maybe above ceiling or something. These guys, I've used them all over the place in different scenarios. You can clamp them on a conductor that you're going to solder and hold them up. Very useful. These guys, I will probably sit right there in that cute little pocket down front. I've got my pokey tool. So it's got a 90-degree bend and it's got a very sturdy pokey end. This guy, again, for lining up fastener holes, for setting springs, for setting O-rings. This pokey tool has got so many different applications. I'm going to stick it over here by the awl so that it's down where it's not going to poke me, but at the same time I can still see that L-shaped end and I know where it's going to be. What else do I have? Oh, nice. Now those were buried. Okay, so I have a small set of Nipex. I could have used those today, in fact. I will stick those with the big set right there. Keep them together. And now we're getting into some of the trivial things. One of them is an IEC. I don't think I'm going to carry that guy anymore. But as far as like a male plug, I need to restock my bag. I had like 2 replaceable NEMA plugs. Regular 15 amp, 120 volt. And I kept those in my bag. The thing is, if you have a damaged cord or something, you can cut the cord, put a new plug end on, and you are back in business. And that has saved me and saved, you know, some surgical procedures. So I need to do that again and get some of those Hubble brand plug ends and keep them in my bag. So that takes me down to this Pittsburgh. It's a chisel. This guy, if it looks like it's all beat to piss, it's because it is. This guy I have used on so many different things, for lifting a door up just a couple millimeters to put fasteners in. I've used this guy for breaking components loose. I mean, there's so many uses for having a chisel like this in your bag. I need this guy to be in a good spot. Also a good spot where it's not going to stab me or cut me, right? Where's that? No, those pockets aren't deep enough. Maybe. Yes, sir. I think I might stick it up here in one of these pockets. I don't know. That doesn't fit right. I'll stick it over here by the lock picks. Right by the pokey thing. Kind of makes sense. All right, so I need to adjust my Craftsmans. These are Allen's. So I think I will stick those right here, metric and standard. So they're right in the middle. Believe it or not, Allen's are one of those things that we use very often. My miniature flashlight, might just stick him up there. I've got my my torch. I don't know if I want to use him here or no. Cool, he sticks right there. Nice. Let's see, I think a lot of my bits and bit drivers I'm going to stick on the back side of the bag. So this front side is just going to be things that are kept nice and clean. And this pouch right here in the front, I am sticking my Night Buddy. That is such a cool flashlight, guys. I did a video on it, check it out. Because this is a large pouch in the front. And this lower pouch down here has, well, it's expandable. That's nice. That's where I'm going to stick my USB drives. All of them. Stick those guys right down in there. And let's see. That's for the back side. That's for the back side. That stuff is for the back side. Okay. So now that I have extra space, now I can make some adjustments, like these ones right here, my large set of vice grips. Those are such a nicety. And this bag, oh, let's see. Oh, look at that. I've got, maybe that's one of my bits that I'm missing. Anything else? Oh, look at this. I almost forgot my magnetic thingamabobber. This magnetic catch. That guy is probably going to go right up here. Yep. Good. So magnets, my grabber, that's all set. My miniature screwdriver, I'm going to stick that guy on the outside. I use him quite frequently. This driver right here, the good thing about it is it's got really small set of Torx and some really small sets of Phillips. I have had to use that in the field, and it would suck to not have it. I think I'm going to stick him right over here. He's going to be in my bag, just kind of hidden, because I will remember that I have it for when that day happens, and it's going to happen. Let's see. I think my bag is empty. I think we are empty, folks. We're clear. 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 Okay, and oh, not completely clear. Up here, this little neoprene flap. I kept more business cards. I've got my test cables. Oh, some double-sided Velcro. I've got a large square of it, so I can use my cutters, trim off what I need. Double-sided Velcro. Man, that has saved the day a couple times. Okay, so guys, that, oh, one more thing. What is this? Right. I have a set of speed out screw extractors. I don't know if this is going to go back in the tool bag, although in the field, it sometimes is super nice to have these. These are double-ended, so you can put them in a drill, which I might put a drill in this bag, because I can't tell you how many times I could have used a drill in the field. So it's got double-ended. One is for drilling, and the other side is your screw extractor. So you use it on reverse, and for getting those fasteners out that are boogered up. you guys that are using ball end Allen wrenches. Okay, let's see. Clear, 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 clear. All right, guys, that's all she wrote for the Tech MC. It is a fantastic little bag, and I'll tell you what, it definitely served me well. So that is this side. I bet you this bag's already, yeah. Jeez, it's already getting a little heavy. Okay. Now some of those things I said that I wanted to do. My my extra little wrench, does that fit there? I think. I've got some lubricants and some Loctite. Oh, I'll tell you what. Yes. Those Loctites, I use those so often. If you only knew. Now this guy here, I do kind of use. Maybe I'll stick him right there behind. So I have all my lubricants and my consumables right here. My hearing protection, I'm gonna stick it up here. This is probably also where I'll stick my USB cables to charge things, right here. Or my multimeter is gonna be in this back. Oh, here, let's turn it so y'all can see what the heck I'm even doing. I've got this large pouch. All right, so I'm gonna stick my test jigs up and in here. Or, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because my zip ties will fit on the side. I like sticking them on the side of the tool bag so I can just grab them. That usually works out the best for me. The speed outs, where am I gonna use those speed outs? I think I'm just gonna stick those guys down in the front. My metric and my standard, these guys are gonna fit right in these pouches. See that? Just like so. Okay, so those guys fit right there. Man, this guy should open up a little bit wider. Okay. Let me see if my battery is done on this guy. Yes, it is. Excellent. So this little screw gun, I'm going to stick him right down there because I pull him out every single day, every day. I have these cool little D-rings in here, which it might be where I hook these guys internally so that people quit stealing them. All right, let's see, what is this size? A number 3. It's one of my metrics. Yes. So I'm missing my 2.5 millimeter because we know we use that 2.5 quite frequently. So let's see, I've got these little rings up at the top. Yeah, just like that. So I'll do metric and standard on one side, and then on the other side I will do my torques. Cool. Oh man, I've got some smaller zip ties. I think I'm going to pack them over here. I need to refill that bag, stack it back up. I have some extra bits. Don't know if I really need those. Don't really know. And I've got my Panduit zip tie gun. Where does he fit? Here. I think my zip tie gun's just going to go back here behind my my mini driver. And I told you guys that I have a set of 1/4 inch Milwaukee sockets And I would love to put them in here, but man, they just add, I think, unnecessary weight. So I'm not going to put them in. I am going to stick my multimeter in here though. What did I do with that guy? I'll have to find him someplace. So I've got my oscilloscope multimeter. That's going to fit in this pocket. I've got my scraper because I've got my consumables all right here. So my scraper is going to go right there. And let's see, some of my other consumables, my beautiful Loctite. He fits right there underneath my other Loctites. Super solid. And let's see, what else do I got? I've got this guy right here, which when he's charged, I can probably, yeah, stick him right in there. Need to charge it. This bit kit here, I don't know. I might just throw it inside loosely. And, oh shit. Let's not forget my fasteners. I'll stick these guys probably right over here. Okay. Score. Now I do have a little oddities bin. It's like a little miniature tackle box. And I do have some random fasteners in there. And those guys have been so helpful. I might actually bring those out of my car because they have little fuses in there. I think I've got some resistors if you need to discharge a capacitor or something. You have all that kind of in there. So I will probably stick that in this back as well. Jeez, she's a little heavy right now. I do have some side pockets that I should fill out. I don't know what I could stick in there. My Leatherman. I do love this guy though. I need to get a better Leatherman pouch because as you can see things just kind of fall out. There we go. There. And he can go right there. I don't have a I don't have a tape measure in this bag. Let's see. I have so many tape measures in this shop, and there's no way I want to stick like a 25 footer. I have some smaller like 12 footers, and gosh, having a tape measure is so nice sometimes. Tell you what I'm going to do to make do for that. I've got this miniature tape right here. I believe this is 6 to 8 foot. And a miniature tape can be just as useful. This is a tailor's tape. So they use it for making clothing. I'll stick it down there with the thumb drives. And there we go, guys. That is my Vito Pro Pack roller toolkit. And it's going to be so much nicer when customers want to sit there and talk after you're done doing a service. Now I'm not in a rush to put my bag down someplace or to get out to my car to put my bag down. I can just park this where I'm at and I can sit there and I can, you know, address their concerns. So it's going to come out quite handy. All right, there we go. Vito Pro Pack LCT wheeler, and you can tell it's still not completely packed out, but you can see that I have quite a bit of space to play around with and to actually build out the kit proper, and that's what I'm going to do next. So anyway, guys, just want to share that with you guys. My new toolkit. I mean, they're definitely not cheap. This one here is probably like $460, $470 for the bag. But in the end, just one doctor's visit because my back hurts, and I'm definitely going to make that money back. So, but now I can have my multimeter in my bag, all my bits. Now I got things like my large set of vice grips, my flat blades, my my screwdrivers that I really needed. I have all that in one kit, and it's on wheels. So when I have to go from the the car to wherever I need to go, look at that. Oh, there's some long little pockets right there. I didn't even realize that. You see that? This one right here, right here, right here. I could actually stick like this guy. Look at that. It's kind of a cool spot for it because on the side it kind of wants to fold out. What about this one? My Sage Services screwdriver that I used to use all the time. No, it's a little bit too fat for that. Okay. Well, you win some, you lose some, right? But there you go. Tech LCT wheeler. It's a pretty beefy bag, man. And I'm sure it's going to be just really, really heavy when it's finally built out. But with this, I can complete most service calls first time I see them. And because it's a wheeler bag, if you need to like take equipment back with you, remember I had that strap that I had tucked in my bag? I can actually set the equipment up here and strap it to the handle, and I can wheel the equipment out to my car with me, and I don't have to carry it. Ah, that would be so nice. And mind you, something I might add to my bag eventually are these US General sorting trays, which is super easy to fit in this bag because obviously I have the space, right? Look at that. Now I have a parts tray where I can take stuff apart and it fits in there. I didn't even miss the space, right? Kind of a cool add-on. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this on that sweet, sweet note right there. Hold on. If anything, I will just show you guys my mobile camera setup and my workbench, although it's not the nicest right now because I've got stuff like everywhere. You can see, what I've got going on. Previous projects, my current projects, my microscopes, my new camera that I got for my overhead. Just I've been investing lots of energy and money. You can see I got HDMI switcher on the back. There's my wireless HDMI, new powered USB hub, a new computer. Guys, I've been working my ass off to make this a reality, and now I do believe it is. So guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope that you guys appreciate the Tech LCT wheeler. Maybe you want to check it out. They do have several versions of this. This is one of the larger ones. They have one that's a backpack, and I thought that I wanted the backpack one, but it just didn't make sense for me because obviously I have back problems, so why would I use a backpack? But yeah, it's a cool bag. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned because this weekend I'm going to be releasing several new videos of some cool stuff, and you guys you might want to check it out. All right, and stay tuned for some giveaways. We're going to do some giveaways, guys. All right, have a good weekend, everyone.